Hi, everyone. I hope people can hear me fine. This is the first time I'm going live on live stream. So I don't know. There's a lot happening here. Okay. So the reason why I wanted to go live today is because I am having a lot of fun this week. I am getting a lot of conversations around manifestation because people are coming, they're realizing that RTT is a great tool to um, really speed up their manifestations. Like it's really the one of the most potent ways. But I want to tell you why because I know like I'm really into manifestation too. And when I first got into it, it was really about the magic of it, right? It was about the dream and the idea that you can have like the money or the vacations or the love or the body or whatever it is that you were trying to manifest. It's really fun to see something that you thought up in your mind like really come to life and having this feeling of like, oh my gosh, I did it, like I did it, I wanted it, I did the work, and it somehow magically kind of came true. But sometimes manifestations are a little bit harder to make happen. And that's when we start getting really attached to things and we start wondering, well, why isn't it working? Like, am I not good enough to have this thing? It's just not for me. It's destiny, whatever. Um, and so I think as RTT has begun to grow, people are realizing, like, oh my gosh, this is a really good way to manifest. But I want to tell you why. Because when you look at the steps of manifestation, what do you have to do? You have to think of the thing that you want. You have to, let me see, you have to think of the thing that you want, right? You have to see it. You have to believe in it. You have to become a clear channel for it. And you have to take inspired action. And if you're looking at something almost like I would say one of the easier things to manifest sometimes is like monies or something that, well, no, that's not true because I do have a lot of people that really struggle to manifest money come in. Um, I don't know, like let's just say something easy. Like if you want to manifest a cup of coffee, right? Like you probably wouldn't have a very difficult time doing that because you don't necessarily have issues with coffee, right? It's something that just feels so easy that you can ask someone to buy you a cup of coffee and you could just manifest it in that way. But with other things like weight loss, larger sums of money, a partner, a romantic partner, what's happening when you are not getting those things, it's always something deeper. It never is about like the thing that you're trying to get. And that's when we start kind of messing with, okay, am I a clear, like I should be a clear channel for it because I know I want it consciously, like I really believe I can have it. I really need it. Sometimes you need that extra money, right? Things are falling apart in your house or in your life and you're like, I need like, and I'm not even being greedy, I just need this extra amount of money to survive. And it makes no sense that you want it, that you are a total yes for it, and you're not getting it. But the thing is that something I've noticed, and I didn't really realize this, when I first started getting into manifestation and buying the courses and like getting help from mentors that were all about manifestation, what I've realized is that people teach it in a conscious level. They kind of teach you to ask for things from like your brain, from your conscious mind. So you sit there and you journal, this is what I want, this is why I'm okay with it, like, or this why I think I can't have it, and I'm going to write down all the reasons why I think I can't have it, and then I'm going to tell myself that that's not true, that I can have it. That's a great start, and that is how it started, and it definitely does work. But when you're looking at like a bigger thing, a theme of going to the next phase of your life, then it becomes more of a subconscious thing, right? So you can never ever 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 heal something that has an underlying subconscious thing with the conscious mind. Because let's take for example, excuse me, let's say for example that you want to lose weight. Like let's say you're an emotional eater, right? And anytime things are going crazy in your life, you are like just thinking, man, I can't wait to get home and grab some snacks and sit down and watch my favorite show. And that feeling just feels really, it feels good in your body. It's an emotional feeling. Like there's nothing that is going to stop you. Even if there were like a salad ready for you, like a nice, healthy, yummy tasting salad, or some chicken with like some healthy grilled veggies on the side, like it's done. You don't even have to cook, you don't have to do anything. You're still not going to probably choose that because you have an emotional attachment to getting into the junk food. That's the thing that's going to make you feel a certain way. And so, unless you can figure out what the reason for that is, why did you create a subconscious emotional attachment to once I eat this junk food, I'm going to get that little sense of relief that I need to feel like I am surviving, right? So, that's just a very small example, but our subconscious mind is deep. Like it could go deep with anything. And a lot of people struggle to grow money because they have self-worth issues, or they don't want to be responsible for the work that it takes, or they know that in order to receive large amounts of money, let's say in their business, they have to serve people at a certain level, and they feel like imposters and they don't feel like they can actually help, or they don't feel connected to people because of trauma or different reasons. There might be someone who is I had a client who actually, she's a pretty big coach, and she had come in asking, um she was having issues in her life that were due to her ADD, and she's like, I'm forgetting to do things, like I'm dropping the ball a lot with my kids, different, she had really good reasons. But then as we were like planning out the session, she was like, you know what? She's like, I have a lot of people that follow me because of everything that I'm able to do because of my ADD. Like they look to me to see how to get things done. She's like, I think I should keep it. She knew that there was a subconscious reasoning for her mind creating her ADD. But she chose to keep it because she's like, this is how I relate to people. I'm scared that if I get rid of this, like it won't be me anymore, or I won't be able to connect to people a certain way. So she decided to keep it. So my point is that when you want to manifest something and it's not happening, the same rules that you see in every YouTube channel and every Instagram account, no matter how magical, no matter how great they seem, they're not going to work for you unless you know why you subconsciously do not want the thing that you consciously do want. So you may want consciously a boatload of money. You might consciously want to be fit and have a six pack and go for runs and wear really cute clothes and dresses. You might want consciously to live in a beautiful home and be the kind of woman that wakes up in the morning and I don't know, goes for runs or like gets dressed up and is ready to get her day started. You might want to be the kind of woman that wants to be in a really safe, loving relationship and a mature relationship where your voice is heard and where you're validated. But if you don't see that in your reality, then subconsciously you do not want it. Subconsciously you reject it. Subconsciously you don't feel worthy of it. So that's where when you look at every step, subconscious will block each step. So even seeing something in your mind, you might be able to see it consciously, but subconsciously you might be blocking it, saying that's not available to me, that happens to other people but not to me. And so when you think of it, it's almost like you disconnect from it. Like you can see it in a camera far away, but you're not feeling it in your body connected to you as you accepting it and creating it, right? Or you might, what's the other one? It's like seeing it, believing it, like taking inspired action. your actions might be complete self-sabotage, right? You know that in order to get healthy and be in shape, you need to work out, you need to eat healthier. But you subconscious is like, hell no, you are going to like I'll give you an example. A lot of the times when people come in for weight loss issue, there is sexual trauma, so they don't want their bodies subconsciously to look a certain way. They don't want to get attention. So even though they in their mind, like in their brain, in their conscious mind, they want to look a certain way, they can like get excited about it and feel it. Subconsciously, it's a no. Their emotional mind does not want that. It does not feel safe for their nervous system. And so they, instead of going for the grilled veggies and the chicken, they will go for the snacks. They will go through the drive-through. They will sit all day. They will tell themselves that they're too tired. What is the other one? So or clearing it is the probably the biggest one. To be a clear channel for it doesn't mean that you do believe that it's possible for you and that you want it with your whole mind, and there's nothing that's going to stop you from getting it. Clearing it is that, like, what I've noticed in my own sessions is like, what is standing in the way of me and this thing on a subconscious level. So like I just said, for the women that have trauma, trauma, it doesn't stop. Like if you have unhealed trauma, it's still happening in your body, right? It's still there. It's still running your emotions, your choices, your thoughts. You are in a state of flight or fight or fawn at all times, forever, until you've allowed the trauma to complete its cycle. And if you don't do that, then that's pretty much running the show. So even if consciously you can see, okay, everything is good, everything seems great, and I'm open to getting the thing that I want. If that trauma is still unresolved, then you're just not going to get it. And if anybody's leaving messages, like, I am so sorry, I haven't figured out StreamYard yet, so I can't see anything. But if I'll post this to YouTube and to Instagram later. So if you just post your questions there, I'm happy to answer. But the reason why I wanted to stop by today is because I'm getting a lot of conversations around this topic. So I wanted to explain to you how manifestation works from a subconscious perspective, and to tell you that if something isn't working, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's not like destiny. You have free will. Okay, at the end of the day, you have free will. You get to choose the life you want. It's really that simple. You get to choose the things that you want. Are there things that are going to happen outside of your control? Yes, of course. But typically, sorry, that is my dog. But typically you can pretty much ask for anything you want and you will receive it. If you really are struggling to do that, I just created a secret podcast. It's only about 7 episodes. They're very short. They're maybe less than 10 minutes each. And it's called The 7 Truths of the Mind, because I really wanted to take my time to be as concise as possible, to give you the 7 things that your mind needs and that your mind is looking to when it is telling you what choices to make, what thoughts to have, what emotions to feel. There is an order and a way that your mind scopes out its surroundings, its environment, and decides, okay, this is the kind of day that you're going to have. These are the kind of choices that you're going to make. And depending on those choices, that is how you create the life that you create, right? Because if you look at your life at this very moment, it is a combination of all the big moments in your life, your traumas, your good moments, right? And all the other little moments in between. And based on all that information that you've gathered, you have certain emotions about people, about places, about things, about money, about things. And then those emotions, depending on those emotions, that's how you make decisions. That's how you make your choices, right? That's how you decide, okay, like, I'm going to be a millionaire, or nope, I actually just, that's not realistic. I have to go to work. I just have to go to work. Or I can't do anything because I'm like just not feeling my best. And that's all because it works backwards, right? Through your emotions, your thoughts, your choices. Um, so I wanted to give you something really potent that you could just figure out, like, okay, there is an order to things. These are the 7 steps that I need to follow. These are the 7 rules of the mind. And if I learn how to control those things, then I have a much better chance at creating the life that I want. So, if you want to listen to that, just go to the link in my bio. If you're on Instagram, you can comment the word truth. If you're on YouTube, you can just go to the link in my bio. It's right there. It's called The 7 Truths of the Mind. It's free. It's super short. It's one of like the shorter podcasts I've ever done, but I wanted that to be on purpose. I wanted it again to be, they're all almost like exercises, right? So I explain to you what the truth is, and then I tell you how to use it so you can spend less time just like listening to something with your conscious mind and then forgetting about it, and more time actually implementing and testing it out and see how it works for you, because it has to work. It's always going to work. Anything that you command your subconscious mind always, 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 always has to work. That is the rule. There is no exception. Anything you tell your subconscious mind to do, anything that it thinks that you want it to do, then it is going to do for you. But it's not enough to just consciously try to trick it. That won't work. You have to like really, really command it to do something. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do inside the 7 Truths of the Mind. So, and go ahead, check out those links. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I will get back to you. Okay. I love you so much. Bye.